We are Anka. Stay tuned for updated real news.
Hello, Anka Daily News viewers. We continue to bring you the hottest developments of the war. While the balances on the front line are constantly changing, the course of the war is evolving into a new dimension every moment. The developments in recent days have once again shown that the war is not only a frontline struggle, but also that strategic moves and unexpected maneuvers play a major role. These sudden changes on the ground reveal the difficulties faced by both the Ukrainian army and the Russian forces. In this process, while intense clashes continue in some regions, surprise operations are taking place at some points. So, how do these operations affect the general course of the war? In which regions has the balance of power started to change? In the light of the recent developments, we'll analyze in detail how the Ukrainian army has made progress in the field and what position Russia is in the face of these developments. The targets set for Russia at the beginning of the war are becoming more and more challenging, leading to serious losses and strategic changes on the ground. Recent events, especially in the Kursk region, give important clues about the course of the war. Which power is more advantageous in the field? In which regions does Ukraine's military presence maintain its influence? Why is Russia not achieving the success it expected in Kursk? Now, let's take a closer look at how the unexpected maneuver of the Ukrainian troops led to new territorial gains and the difficulties Russia is facing. Before we get to our report, here's a small reminder. The Anka Daily News team is definitely real. None of my teammates or me are artificial intelligence. Even though AI is very advanced, it's still not as good as us. So don't forget to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss our daily reports and explanations. We do read all the comments you leave on our videos, so please continue to share your ideas about our content. Tell us in the comments what content you'd like to see on the Anka Daily News channel. And now let us begin if you're ready. Anka Daily News reports. While the front lines are constantly changing in the war between Russia and Ukraine, the Ukrainian army has captured new territories with a surprise offensive move this month. Ukrainian troops, who accelerated their offensive, especially in the Kursk region, gained a significant advantage over the Russian army by capturing some strategic points in the region. The images released by the Ukrainian Air Attack Forces Command show Ukrainian troops advancing in Kursk and trying to break through the Russian lines. This development is regarded as proof that the war is being fought not only on the territory of Ukraine, but also directly on the territory of Russia. Since the beginning of the war, Ukraine has been trying to capture the territories occupied by Russia and from time to time has organized cross-border operations and attacks in Russian regions. However, in recent weeks, Russian forces have managed to retake some areas and reduced Ukraine's presence in the region. Nevertheless, Ukraine's latest offensive in Kursk shows that Kyiv will not give up its operations, that is, in the region, and will continue to increase its pressure on Russia with new moves. This could directly affect both the course of the war and possible negotiations. The Ukrainian Air Assault Force Command published a video of its offensive operations in the Kursk region. Although there is no date information in the video, the footage shows Ukrainian soldiers advancing with armored vehicles, explosions occurring at some points and moving towards Russian positions. The footage, shot with a drone, reveals that the attack was carried out in an organized manner and the coordination of Ukrainian troops on the ground. In the statement accompanying the video, it was stated that the Paratroopers of the 82nd Air Assault Brigade of Ukraine carried out the operation together with the support troops. It was stated that the attacks were successful and Ukrainian forces gained tactical advantage by gaining new positions. The Ukrainian Ministry of Defense stated that with these operations, they aim to weaken the Russian presence in the region and expand their defense lines. The first reactions to the Ukrainian advance in Kursk came from the Russian Defense Ministry and military bloggers on Telegram. Russia's official sources, while acknowledging that Ukrainian attacks had taken place, claimed that the clashes in the region were still ongoing. However, some Russian military bloggers wrote that Ukraine has gained control at certain points and Russian troops have withdrawn from some areas. According to the information shared on Russian Telegram channels, approximately 500 personnel and 50 armored vehicles participated in the Ukrainian offensive. According to Russian sources, during these attacks, Ukrainian troops made progress, especially in the Cherkasskaya, Konopelka and Ulanok settlements, and these points were out of the control of Russian forces. On the other hand, another Russian military source claimed that Ukraine's Kursk operation had expanded to the southeast of the city of Sudzha, where attacks on Russian positions were also organized. These allegations reinforce the view that Ukraine is expanding its cross-border operations and targeting some regions inside Russia. Ukraine's operations in Kursk are of great importance not only for the military situation in the region, but also for Russia's overall strategy. From the beginning of the war, Russia has been concentrating on the fronts in the east regions of Ukraine, while Ukraine's direct attacks on Russian territory pose a major threat to Moscow. The latest attacks also undermine Russia's propaganda that the war is being fought only on Ukrainian territory. Ukraine's continuation of these attacks could lead to further vulnerabilities in Russia's defense lines and weaken its military power in the region. Moreover, these attacks could also cause anxiety among the Russian public and increase pressure on the Kremlin. It remains to be seen how Moscow will respond, how Russia will react to the Ukrainian advance in Kursk, and how it will try to stop these attacks will become clearer in the coming days. However, it's certain that Ukraine will continue to exert cross-border pressure on Russia with these operations, and the possibility of opening a new front on Russian territory will increase. Ukraine's recent operations in Kursk stand out as an important development that could change the course of the war. Direct attacks by Ukrainian troops on Russian territory may cause Moscow to reconsider its military strategy, while Russia has been trying to gain the upper hand on Ukraine's eastern and southern fronts since the beginning of the war. Ukraine's cross-border operations show that Russia is also facing a security deficit in its own territory. These developments may reverberate not only on the military front, but also in the political arena. Ukraine's attack on Russian territory may increase criticism that the Kremlin is losing control of the war. So, what do you think? What do you think about the course of the war at this point? What threat do Ukraine's Kursk operations pose to Russia? How do you think Moscow should respond to these attacks? Let us know in the comments. We read and care about your opinions.